Which is the smallest number?
Two.
Which is the biggest number?
Eight.
Which is the smallest number?
Four.
Which is the biggest number?
14.
Which is the smallest number?
Twenty.
Which is the biggest number?
Thirty.
Which is the smallest number?
$15.
Which is the biggest number?
$40.
Which is the smallest number?
$19.
Which is the biggest number?
$56.
Which is the smallest number?
$31.
Which is the biggest number?
$62.
Which is the smallest number?
$47.
Which is the biggest number?
$75.
Which is the smallest number?
$81.
Which is the biggest number?
$90.
Which is the smallest number?
$64.
Which is the biggest number?
$100.
Which is the smallest number?
$43.
Which is the biggest number?
$125.
Which is the smallest number?
$130.
Which is the biggest number?
$140.
Which is the smallest number?
$76.
Which is the biggest number?
$88.
Which is the smallest number?
$97.